Mike, I was curious if you happen to see that your name came up in the headlines this week in something completely unrelated to your fight. Did you see that?
No, I don't really think I did.
So Ali Abdelaziz used your name out there, and he was talking about Michael Chandler. He said Michael Chandler's no Michael Johnson. He's a good fighter, but he's no Michael Johnson. What do you think when you hear that?
I mean, that's great hearing that. You know what I mean? I still have that that stigma about how good of a fighter I am, and I just need to get my shit together. But he's absolutely right. He's no Michael Johnson.
Can you believe you're starting year number 11 in the UFC right now? I mean, is that crazy? Because I still think about you as the kid that wore the crazy stuff to the weigh-ins and stuff. And now here we are over a decade later, man. What does that feel like for you?
It feels great, man. Being in the top promotion for this long, fighting the quality of guys I fought and still been around. I mean, you guys know as well as I do. Some people last one fight, some people last two fights, and they're gone, So it's a huge blessing for me to still get that. And I've matured, I've grown up in the sport, and I started my career in the UFC pretty much, and I plan on putting 10 more years under.
That'd be something, man. How do you think, I know you still want to build and there's still a lot to do, but how would you categorize your career, right? Like you've had mixed results, but we know when you're fighting, it's going to be a fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've been able to stick around because you're incredibly entertaining. So how would you look back on it if you had to summarize it?
It's a little bittersweet, you know what I mean? Like, of course, I'm grateful for, all the wins I've had, grateful for the losses I've had against the great, opponents. I've beaten 2 champions that we've seen in this division, and I'm just ready to start climbing. I'm ready to start over brand new, In my mind, it's like, you know what? Yeah, all those fights are great, but let's forget about them. They don't mean anything right now. Like, let's start over. Like, I'm in a new mindset right now. I'm going into this fight in my mind at 0-0, and it's going to be a great start, and I'm looking to build.
You said it right off the bat, like I just got to get my shit together. I mean, what is that? Just like mindset during camp? Is it mindset on the night of the fight? Is it what's the shit that needs to get together?
Yeah, it's generalized. It's everything. I'm finally at the young old age of 34. I'm finally starting to become a man, and what I need to do to become a better man, and just better myself, better my mind, and that's going to help me become a greater fighter. I wasn't living like a professional athlete, these few years. I was out partying and drinking and doing all that shit and losing fights and, going to, certain things I shouldn't have been doing, or winning fights and celebrating it a little too long and too much. So I'm finally, growing up, got a new outlook on life, and, it's going to be great coming in. I'm looking forward to the new change.
What was the catalyst? Do you remember a moment where it just all clicked, like, I got to switch?
Losing 3 fights in a row, that's what it is, especially fights when I was winning. I don't really think I've lost fights, but I've never, gotten my, ass beat. I've always been winning, and I just end up, something slips and goes wrong, and I lose focus, and I end up losing, and I'm going to just take that into account that maybe I wasn't fully prepared. It's all mental. Maybe my mentality just wasn't there, and losing to, Thiago Moises, just getting caught in a heel hook when I know how to defend it, and getting knocked out by Josh Emmett with 30 seconds left when I shouldn't have been in that position to get knocked out, and, slipping up a little easy decision win over Stevie Ray, getting taken down and just freezing. So, these are the moments where I know how great I am, and I just need to get over that hump, and I think I'm over it.
That's awesome. So you get this matchup with Clay Guida. Does that excite you? I mean, you talk about like a fellow like OG, right? A dude that's been around, done that. I mean, did you like this matchup?
Yeah, I love this matchup, and Clay's a great guy, good fighter. He's a pioneer of the sport, future Hall of Famer. The sport really wouldn't be where it is until guys like Clay, have grown into what it is now. So I'm excited to get in there and get scrapping with him.
If you had to decide between a $50,000 fight of the night loss or a lay and pray, boring 3-round win, but getting that win, which one would you take?
The win, 100%, bro. Especially for me right now, man. A win. My career is on the line right now, and it has been, and I'm accepting that. I'm okay with that because it's just gonna make me fight harder. It's made me change the completely person of who I am, and I like it. But the win's the most important thing for me to get right now, and no matter what, I'm still gonna go out there and fight like the Michael Johnson that fights. You'll never see a boring fight out of me.
I was going to say, last thing for me, I mean, how do you see this fight going? Because I don't see any way this could be a boring fight between you two guys.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm going to start fast, and we'll see if he'll be able to keep the pace up. You know, I know Clay's a grinder. He likes to really get in your face and push the pace, but I don't think he has that spark anymore that he used to have. You know, he's getting up there in age. He still grinds out in fighters. I just got to not get in bad positions and do my game, and we'll get out of here with a win.